Hey everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. We have a winter storm warning across most of the state as it begins to enter the state right now. That's going to be the farther north you get, the better chance you have of some heavy snowfall at this point. A little bit south of that, we have a winter weather advisory here in this purple shade, and then along the coastline, actually not seeing anything in the way of any winter weather products because it's going to mostly stay as rain in those regions. You can see this is just starting to make its way in the state right now, this storm. Mainly though, most of us not really seeing anything in the way of precip at this moment. The reason we're seeing that is because it's just not here quite yet. Along the coastline, we're seeing rain at this point in time in areas like Sanford, Buxton, Portland, and really just continuing to make its way east as we go throughout the rest of your morning and into your afternoon as well. A little bit farther north, where air is just a bit cooler, we're seeing a rain snow line around Naples up to Turner as well, and then farther north, we're seeing that the snow is kind of tapering off pretty quickly, so it's very light still at this point, but it is going to continue to increase as the center of this low makes its way a little bit closer to us and is going to bring some of that heavier precip and some heavier banding as well. That's really going to continue to pick up here throughout your morning, but really as we get into the afternoon, that's when some heavier bands of precipitation are going to move in of that snow. So you can see quite how heavy all this rain is right here. But imagine if that was frozen. We're going to have some heavy snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour in some areas. So it is going to be quite heavy, and that snow itself is going to be heavy, wet snow, which can really start to bring down some branches and some power lines. So there could be some power outage issues here as we progress through the rest of your day and overnight into tomorrow morning. Now, as this continues to move through, you're going to notice that a lot of this is staying rain. The coastline mainly is going to stay rain throughout most of this system, and eastern Maine is going to start off as some rain as well, just because it's going to have some warmer air moving in place, versus this is pulling in some colder air on the other side of the low, which is going to keep that frozen. As we move throughout your evening, the center of the low moves off to the east a bit more. That helps everything freeze up a bit, and then we all have some more of that snow instead. After sunset, that also helps because we get rid of that sunshine and everything can cool off a bit more and we get some cooler temperatures. This is the best chance for the coastline to get any snowfall. Not expecting much, if any, of it to stick, but that's the best chance for the coastline and across the whole state to see statewide snow. This is also still heavy banding in here. Like I said, 1 to 2 inches per hour at times. So it is going to be heavy. It's going to be hectic. Gusty winds along the coastline up to 30 miles an hour here, and then also even inland wind speeds around 10 to 15 miles an hour. So it's going to be pretty hectic as we go throughout the day. Continuing on from there, as we get to about midnight, we're going to start to notice the system pulling far enough off to the northeast that southern Maine will see everything starting to wrap up, and then as we continue along from there, by the time you're actually getting out the door tomorrow morning, you're going to notice that everything really starts to clear up and get a lot brighter by that point. We have a lot of sunshine coming out tomorrow. But that doesn't mean the roads aren't going to be great all of a sudden. They're not going to be. They're still going to be problematic in many areas, so take your time there. Any of that snow is really going to reflect all that sunshine back at you, so you might want some time and some sunglasses. Now, totals. Snowfall forecast, 6 to 10 inches is the highest that we have on the map here in this dark blue shade, and it quickly drops off from there. This 3 to 6 is going to include areas like Lewiston, Augusta, and Bangor. 1 to 3 just south of that, and along the coastline, expecting an inch or less than that even, really, so not looking at much, if anything, for many people living along the coast. Not going to be too much there. Travel impacts, if you're going anywhere today, I think that's going to be one of the big things. Most people probably going to be really already where they should be because most people aren't going anywhere. They usually travel yesterday or the day before, but if you have to get back to where you're going, this afternoon or this evening are going to be the most hectic times of day to be traveling as far as it would be with weather concerns. But after that, Friday morning and Friday afternoon shouldn't be too bad as far as weather's concerned, just whatever's already left over on the ground. That low moves out of the way and really gets out of our hair as we get throughout the day tomorrow and into the weekend. Then just bring some cooler air into play here as we get throughout the weekend and the rest of the week ahead. That's just going to really keep everything cold. So you're going to notice that temperatures drop significantly here over the next several days, and our high temperatures are going to struggle to get out of the 30s. And if this is the warmest point of the day, you can only imagine what your low temperatures are going to feel like. So it's going to be cold, cold, cold as we get after this system. Seas outside 3 to 5 feet, winds out of the south with gusts up to 35 knots as we get into the second half of your day here. And here's what we're looking at. Today is our weather impact day. We have rain that's going to quickly transition to snow as it moves across the state and get some of that cooler air wrapping in with it today. But like I said, tomorrow pretty quickly clears out of the way and gets us to a nice sunny day after all. And then we have more sunshine here as we progress through the rest of the week. Pretty calm, really, as we get throughout the next several days and really most of the week. Just today's the one day that's not looking quite as good in the grand scheme of things. So overall, have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We have a nice forecast coming up as we go through the rest of the week. We just got to get through the first real winter storm that we're going to have this season. Have a happy Thanksgiving.